So we were kind of at a standstill back at our hometown, and although everybody wanted to help get her better, she was progressively getting worse and worse, and we knew something needed to be done. So we did a lot of research and found that Nationwide Children's Hospital was the absolute best, particularly for this illness and the things that Jonna was dealing with. At one point, she literally could no longer eat, drink, not even a sip of water. So she was critical at the time, and when they welcomed us here, we immediately felt relief. Just so blessed that there was a team that understood her illness, understood her condition. It's quite rare, so there's not a lot of doctors or teams that really got it. And so when they stepped in to help her and to give us options and a plan, we just felt so safe and so thankful. And then we never really realized at the time that we'd be back so often. Yeah. But now it's just our home away from home.
We come out every 8 weeks, but sometimes when we come out, there's a family that has been there since our last day 8 weeks ago, and so we've made a lot of bonds. There was one time where it was a big group, and we were there for like 2 weeks, so I got to know like 5 different people, and we got super close and still stay in touch with people from California and Arizona, and so I think that's pretty cool because through here we've met so many people that otherwise we wouldn't have known at all. So
funny enough, our one family that we did meet last August through our program was actually here just last week, and they left us a treasure hunt to find throughout the house this time because they knew we were arriving just after they had left. And so we've just become tremendous friends, and younger kids who are in the program or following Jonna's footsteps in her treatment and such, she gets to be a role model for them, just as others have been for us as well. So it really is so heartwarming. Jonna mentioned when we first came that first night to see a family there making dinner. A business was actually here. Like every single time there is a breakfast, a lunch, or a dinner there for us. We are so grateful. We know that takes time and energy and money and just so much selflessness. It's really incredible. I just feel that way every single time we walk through this house. And the staff, we could never say enough about the staff. Every single person has been so welcoming to us. They remember Jonna. They remember our family. This past Christmas, we were here just before, and we had the wonderful carolers who did sign language. It was probably one of the most touching moments I think I've had in this home. The gifts that you all provide, and we've been here for Halloween, for Easter, families who come out on a holiday to provide a meal for us, or the staff who's here and just helping us to, do trick-or-treating. I remember Jonna actually had her major gastric pacemaker surgery on Halloween, and so every year for Halloween she's been in the hospital, and we remember coming here for one of the trips and trick-or-treating on the second floor, remember? And so yeah, just amazing. You guys always make us feel at home, and we don't I don't know, we're not really missing much by being here on those holidays. You make us feel so safe and comfortable, and if we have to be somewhere else other than home, this is where we'd like to be. We get a lot of news, right? So you have to process a lot of things. We'll be over there for weeks, sometimes inpatient, and coming over here, your staff has always just been tremendous when she's inpatient and I'm by myself back and forth running over to maybe take a shower or grab a quick bite. The comfort of just having that here is tremendous. And just immediately we feel that way, that sense of relief walking in here, so always. But as far as particular moments, there have been some really, really tough days for Jonna, and when we walk into this house and see, for example, Toby was here today. We came in, and here's this amazing dog, service therapy dog, just laying on that floor waiting for some belly scrubs. That's always pretty awesome, right? Like, we really do feel so welcomed. It's really nice. We'll go into the dining room and just sit there and play cards. A lot of times we'll just kind of hang, and your staff will come over and just say, hey, how are you? How's New Jersey? What's happening? Ask her about school and, you know, what's going on. And you kind of get away from the medical just for a bit, and it's really comforting.
So I was like, Mom, I want to do a puzzle. And she's like, okay. And so, so then we just kind of started doing them, and that's been my distraction. I like to kind of sit in here and just do puzzles. It kind of helps me keep my mind off of everything that's going on. And I'm a big nerd, so I like doing stuff like this instead of sitting on my phone all the time. So it's definitely a good distraction and helps to de-stress a little bit.
Did you get the puzzle from us, or was it one that you brought yourself?
I think
the first one was probably
maybe
one that was here
right?
already, and then
we got the idea. Somebody had left it, in one of the community rooms, and we were like, we should do a puzzle. And then friends of ours from home actually sent out one while we were here for a couple months, and then every time we just kind of pick up a new one before we head out. And then we typically will set up either in the library or one of the community rooms, and then we leave it. And it's fun because some other families might come in and, be hanging out here, and Mom might be reading a book or something, and a kid will come over and put a couple pieces in, and so it's kind of neat. We actually leave it. A lot of times we'll leave it here for another family and say, hey, leave a note like from, your friends in New Jersey, like you guys can do this puzzle if you'd like as well. And then when we find one that hasn't been done, we kind of do it. And then many of the other families that we've met here also are like, oh my gosh, we got that idea from you. Now we do puzzles. And then the other thing we do is play cards. We play a lot of cards. Yeah. Like down in the dining room or just outside on your beautiful patio. And, just there's so many opportunities to just have a little bit of an escape, just a little fun, a little quality time outside of the hospital.
I think that's so cool that you put the phone away, you do that, or you do the cards.
That's right. She can't research things about this upcoming surgery, or believe it or not, that's a big, factor, or missing home, right? Friends are texting, and she's missing them even more so. We've met some incredible people, and, there have been some times where, the house is filled and we have to stay in a hotel, and it's very different. It's a very different experience for us. So we're always so blessed and so thankful when there's room for us here. It's just we can feel the difference. We can feel the love, and being right across from the hospital, it really is just amazing. We're super, super lucky, and we count our blessings every month.
So it's not just like a big part of the puzzle, so to speak, no pun intended, is the finances of traveling. When you have to travel to have a medical issue taken care of, all the expense involved. You just mentioned staying at a hotel, and it's not just the expense of a hotel, but
food, breakfast, lunch, dinner, coffee. My gosh, I owe you guys thousands just for the coffee. It really is so expensive, and we do travel every 8 weeks, and we drive. There are amazing programs through Angel Flights and such, but for other reasons, we're not able to do so. So we drive out. It's about a 10-hour drive. When we're lucky. This one was 12. It was a tough one. The rain here in Ohio is incredible. So we drive out, so gas, tolls, and then the stay of a hotel is, it is just tremendous. So in addition to our out-of-pocket expenses coming from New Jersey and insurance things that a lot of times with rare or chronic illness, things aren't covered through insurance. So there's a lot of out-of-pocket expenses for things that are considered experimental. So it's a lot of money out of pocket. So we'd much prefer to give a donation to the Ronald McDonald House for all that you guys do versus, paying for it at a hotel. But the meals that are provided to us here save us, honestly, thousands and thousands of dollars. There's no question about it. Just to be able to grab a quick bite for lunch versus having to go out for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It adds up.
We as a family, and especially as a patient, and I know sometimes I'm not here all the time, sometimes I'm inpatient, it's just my parents and my sister. It's just so appreciated, and we're so grateful to have a place that we can stay and a place that we can call home when we're away. And it does take a lot out of you, and it is super hard to be in the hospital and go through all these treatments, but to know that we have a place to stay where we feel comfortable and where we know that they have our best interests in mind, and other families who get it, it means the world.
I think Jonna said it best. We are just so very grateful for everything, for every person who volunteers their time, for those who work here and choose to work here, choose to help these families through some of the most challenging, difficult days of their lives. We are so blessed. We are so grateful for every single dollar donated to the Ronald McDonald House, and they put it to great use, and we are incredibly and eternally grateful for all you do, not only for our family, but for all the families in this house. Thank you.